My name's Dave DeBow, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content. Hey folks, welcome back. Today zooming in from Dallas, Texas. We have an accomplished real estate investor and one of those smart techie guys, Jonathan Martinez. Jonathan does flips. He's in Dallas, Texas, but he does his flips in Louisiana with his partner. And he's also, I believe he said you're a software engineer. Is that right, Jonathan? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a busy guy. So welcome to the show.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
So give us a little snapshot, what things look like, what your business is all about, beginning of 2025.
So we're currently trying to scale up. We spent a lot of 2024 learning and 2023 learning, and we're just adding properties and trying to make sure and just moving fast. Just trying to scale up, especially to be ready for like when the market heats up. So
All right. So adding properties means doing flips. Is that what you mean?
yeah,
Yeah. So
just kind of
what,
stacking projects, I guess.
got it. So what kind of volume did you guys do first year? I guess you started in 2023. Is that correct?
Yeah, so we picked up a house at the end of 2023. We worked on it
Mhm.
for 4 or 5 months, listed
Yeah.
it. We picked up like five, six houses in 2024, and then this year we've already picked up five.
Nice.
So we're actually shooting for 24 for the year. So
Two a month.
yeah, exactly.
Nice. Nice. So walk me through that, Jonathan. You are in Texas. Is your partner also in Texas or is he in Louisiana?
He's in Louisiana. He's boots on the
Okay.
ground.
So how did you guys partner up and why did you decide on the Louisiana market?
I grew up in Louisiana, so I lived there for 30 years before I moved out here. You can see by clarinet shirt, I used to be a band director before I
Oh,
switched to
okay.
software engineering. So I moved here for that, and then I switched careers. But I knew him from when I was teaching back then, and we kind of lost touch with each other, and then like refound each other on like a national Facebook page,
Yeah.
complete happenstance. And he was looking for somebody to like fund flips, to find funding, and just do all that. And he was like, "I'm ready to like get in and do project managing and all that." And I was like, "Well, we could partner." And then
So had
yeah.
you even thought about real estate before then?
Yeah, I've been interested for a while, but
Yeah.
as I said, I did a career change, so I kind of like went full into that for a couple of years until I was well established
Yeah.
there, and then I was like, okay, now I'm ready to start doing some real estate stuff. Because as a band director, I just didn't have the time or the money,
Hmm.
and so I needed to make a career change first. But it worked out. So
So speaking of funding, how do you guys typically fund your projects and how much capital you need per deal on average?
yeah, so we actually have a hard money lender called Backflip. It's like a fintech company, which
Mm.
I love what they're doing. They're trying to make it super easy for people to get into real estate investing. And so we usually go through them. They have funded us on a whole bunch of deals, and so we usually just use gap funding. We'll have somebody come in and pay the difference. Like we need 20K or 25K plus closing costs plus a few holding costs. It ends up being like somewhere between 40 and 50K
Yeah.
per deal. And yeah, so that's usually where we could do it. If somebody's willing to go and pay the full amount, that's fine too. We're open. We've had a couple of deals like that, but usually we're hard money loan with a gap funder. So
Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay, so you're kind of in charge of that side of things. Who does the lead generation for the company? Because that's a big part of this thing is finding motivated sellers to sell you their house cheap. That's a big part of this whole thing.
yeah, so when I started, Trey, my partner, had a lot of experience with that as far as like studying and learning about it. And he kind of gave me some information, and then I took it and ran with it. And I actually run our lead gen stuff. We have a lady that has been super integral to that part of our business. But we basically we go and we get probate records, like government records, divorce, liens, code violations, all that stuff. Um, driving for dollars, if we're driving around town looking at our properties, whatever. Canceled listings, that's a big one, expired listings, and we just put them all on the list. And then I actually, with my software engineering, built a skip tracer that does like a mass skip trace on everything in our Google Sheet, and we'll just like pop out those that contact information, and then she'll call them, and that's pretty much how we do it. I mean, we've thought about moving into like SMS and mail and stuff, but the phone calls have been pretty good
Oh,
for us. So
so is your phone call person, is she local? Is she
she's
uh
local.
okay. Yeah, that probably
Yeah,
helps a lot instead of trying to get somebody with a Filipino accent calling people. So is she
yeah.
local to Louisiana or local?
She lives in town, and so it's funny because sometimes for me, there's been three people that we've called that I already knew who those people were, and then
Yeah,
she's met people that's like, oh yeah, we went to school together or whatever, and so it
is a
smooths things
personal
out there.
connection. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So how big is the market that you guys are going after?
Um, well, can you ask like more specifically what your
Well, like the market area, how many people live in that market area
okay?
that you guys focus on?
Yeah, I mean I don't know. I think it's like it's in the hundred thousands. It's a little different because Dallas is like in the millions.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
huge.
always the question I always get is like, why don't you invest in Dallas? I'm like, well, because there's a lot of real estate investors,
And
and
there's a lot of competition. Yeah,
there's a
exactly.
lot of competition. There is competition where we invest in Louisiana, but it's not. It's I mean, there's still room, and
Mhm.
so yeah, I would say like in the hundred thousands. The good thing is we have like there's an Air Force base there that keeps people coming in and going out
Mhm.
a decent amount. So yeah.
Nice. All right, very good. So it sounds like Trey, your partner, he's the boots on the ground guy. Do you have your own crew that does all the renovations? Is he a contractor or do you sub that all out?
We sub it all out for the most part. We have three teams. One guy is a general contractor with his own team, and he'll run a project mostly. I mean, Trey will still manage the entire project, but we'll have him going. We have another guy who's like one. It's just him and another guy, and he's like a superpower for us. He gets so much done. It's amazing. Um, anyway, he's on his second one with us right now and just flying through it. And then we have like our third team is like made up of subcontracting companies that we've used that we've liked, and we
Yeah.
have a good relationship with them, and we just try to keep them all busy and cycle them. So yeah,
Nice. Nice, nice, nice. So you started off towards the end of 2023. You did 6 deals last year, 5 or 6 deals, I think you said, and you're already got 5 under contract this year. What and the goal is to do 24 this year, right? So what's kind of your sweet spot? What do you think the volume of deals that you guys can comfortably do per year will be, and how long do you think it'll take you to get there?
I think it really is like 20 to 30. I mean, if there's a really good deal, I don't mind stretching a little bit further, but this type of investing is obviously very active. And both my partner and I have full-time jobs, so we're doing that on top of our full-time
Mhm.
job. And like, so I do a lot of stuff at 5 in the morning, and then I do a lot of stuff in the evening and
Yeah.
around it. And so does he. He's a teacher, so he's doing it around that too. So the idea is that hopefully, in like in a few months, he can come home and he'll do it full time, and I'll still be doing it part time, which is fine. But the idea is doing 20 to 30 um, a year, which I think is possible. So
Yeah. So what have been your kind of some of your big takeaways in learnings around doing a long distance partnership, this kind of thing? I'm sure there must, it sounds like you guys get along well, but there must be some hiccups from time to time. So knowing what lane you're in and what lane the other guy's in and balancing out responsibilities and workloads. What have you come away with from that?
yeah, I think from day one we made sure we were like, hey, listen, we're gonna have to be all business on this, and like if there's emotion that's involved, we need to talk it through. We've just been super open about that since day one, which was really helpful. And through that, and then just working in the business, we have kind of established like lanes of work, like you were saying, and like different ways to organize ourselves and different ways. Because again, we're doing a whole bunch of projects at the same time. So like we're using tools like we have Google Drive where he can have access to anything at the same time that I do, like anywhere at any time. We're using like a Trello board to track our projects as they progress through the different stages. Um, and then we've in a few different places we've like defined our roles and what we're doing and what we're responsible for. And we're always refining. Like that's the other thing too. I'll be like, hey, I can actually take that on for you because like your boots on the like you're there, but I can do it from here. Like I can call the person and schedule the thing or whatever.
Mm.
So we just try to be receptive and helpful to each other. Our main thing, like our main value, has always been like family first. So we try to just make sure that we take care of that, and everything else just kind of falls into place.
No, that makes a lot of sense. So as we're kind of wrapping up our conversation here, Jonathan, getting back to the whole lead generation side of things, in order, because you guys are in a relatively small market, but in order to get that 2 deals a month volume going, is there anything that you guys need to do differently with your marketing? Are you going to do more marketing or expand to do different areas? Or is there enough business in the town that you're in to focus on that?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things that we've discussed. One of them is definitely like as we start to sell more of these projects off and we'll have more income coming in, I would like to get a second, third caller. I would like to add some more lists to our lead gen system. Um, and so like that's one thing. And then also, like I said, doubling up with like SMS and starting to send mailers and stuff. We just haven't gotten to that part. I'm planning on in the next couple of weeks spinning up a website like for intake
Hmm.
um, for A&M Homes, and then uh, another thing that we've discussed too is like starting satellite companies, like part of our company, but in a different town, where
Hmm.
we find a project manager, we train them, and then we connect the money and the deal and the lead gen stuff, and then they just they manage the project, and then we have little satellites everywhere that all
No,
kind of
branch
fund the
offices.
company. Yeah, exactly. So like we've already had an offer for that in Colorado, so we're just um, yeah. So that's part of it. That doesn't really have to do with lead gen, I guess specifically, but as far as like
Yeah, goals.
progressing,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very, very cool. Awesome, Jonathan. So if people are listening to this and they want to connect with you, where can they go?
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook. There's a lot of Jonathan Martinez's, so I would probably look up A&M Homes LLC first, and then you can find me from there. I'm also on Instagram, but I'm not very active. Oh, and I'm also on LinkedIn as well. And I post a lot of software engineering stuff and real estate investment stuff and whatnot on there. So yeah,
Awesome. Well, hey, Jonathan, I wish you all the best this year and keep up the good work.
yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, everybody, take care. We will see you on the next episode. Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewyou.com. Now, at moneypartnerformula.com, we help real estate investors to create a process for predictably getting capital so they can do more deals without relying on hard money lenders or the banks. We do this by building them a private capital marketing system. Now, if you want help turning yourself into a big money capital attraction machine, then book a call with our team to see how we can help. Just visit moneypartnerformula.com to find out more. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next interview.